Freerunning has changed our lives in ways that we could have never imagined. After the Red Bull Art of Motion this year, we set out on a world tour. Screen our film, host jams, train with top athletes in our sport, and interact with communities all around the world. But sometimes, things just don't seem to go as planned.
Whoa! What the fuck?
I'm Corey DeMeyers.
And I'm Jesse LaFleur. And we're going
Off the Edge.
Out in Southern California, getting ready to do a photo shoot for Tempest Freerunning's new clothing line. Just about 2 weeks out from Santorini, but life goes on. You got to continue the hustle and the grind. Doesn't matter if you're getting ready for a tour, a competition, or anything else. You can't stop doing the dailies.
One of our teammates found this huge abandoned mall while looking for new spots to train at. So Tempest set up a photo shoot with the team photographer to get some professional photos while we explore and jump around in Tempest's newest clothing line.
What's shooting with Tempest like?
It's kind of like throwing a wheelbarrow down a staircase. I kind of peed on my shoes when I went to the bathroom in the corner. It's kind of gross.
So 2 weeks before the Art of Motion, we found ourselves dealing with some unexpected complications surrounding the tour, while trying to squeeze in any bit of training that we can for the biggest competition of the year.
I woke up this morning at 5 a.m. I got a bunch of meetings and things happening today pretty early on. Considering the current state of affairs, there's a pretty important meeting at 9 a.m. that is pretty much going to determine the future of this whole tour. And I don't know, there's a lot of things on the line today.
The truth is, we didn't realize how difficult it was going to be financially as athletes to organize the biggest tour in freerunning history. And unfortunately, with only a few weeks left before we were supposed to leave, we had to constantly interrupt and sacrifice our training time to try to make sure the tour happened.
We made sure a lot of our meetings were being held at Tempest South Bay, which enabled us to continue to squeeze in little training sessions whenever possible.
Meeting time, baby.
So it's Saturday. Corey's busy today, but I am still trying to train. I've been spending a lot of time inside the gym training due to the heat and everything, and that's where our production office is. So I'm taking the time today to get out and throw some stuff on some real solid ground.
So the thing about this spot is it runs along this whole road. So I've literally trained here a bunch of times. I've never made it to the end because I'm always so exhausted by everything else I get caught up doing while I'm trying to walk there. I think things like that are actually pretty awesome. So when I get messed up and I just want to continue moving, I think that's like the Santorini training that is actually going to make people compete better. It's not practicing sticking to their lines, but kind of changing their line as things get messed up. So. I mean, it doesn't matter that this stuff really isn't applicable to Santorini, because I think like half of the thing I'm trying to do is also prepare for the tour, and I want to be ready to be able to like just fully go at all the amazing environments that we're going to kind of come into. So, and it's just fun. It doesn't slide.
I was getting pulled left and right. I was working with some of the Tempest guys to help them book a job outside of the country. Jesse and I are taking meetings every day to work and save this tour. And on top of all of that, we're not getting paid for this work. So I had to take a couple of jobs last minute, and sometimes I just couldn't be there.
You know, it's crazy even thinking about this now. I'm literally getting on my phone right now to call Frosty to see if he can, even do this job. I'm like, I gotta go home. Let me jump on the phone and try to figure this out.
I think last year's Lunar Eclipse de Cork kind of set the bar for me, and I think last year I don't know, the best trick, that trick actually became more important to me than that whole competition did. I wanted to do it for myself and for the sport. I think it was a perfect mixture of technicality and physicality and going big, and I don't know, I want to return this year with something really epic, something that can potentially win best trick again, but at the same time I'm letting it get too in my head, as well as everything else right now. Is everything, this whole tour, everything going wrong is affecting this moment. I haven't been able to train. This arch is in my gym. I didn't have it last year, and yet I was able to do something so much more incredible than what I'm able to do right now. So, I don't know.
With less than a week to go before we were due to fly out to Santorini, we still had no idea if the full tour was even going to happen. And to complicate matters, I had to leave early to fly home to New York, leaving Corey in LA to handle everything.
Yeah, man, shit's hectic. That's life. That's the life of a freerunner, trying to make shit happen. Things don't work out, and then you make them work. So, here's to the future. Who knows what's gonna happen, man, but it's all good.
Train safe, I'll see you soon.
Yeah, dude. Peace.
Later.